You like, huh? So the reason why I did it, I tried. My attempt was, there's RC stuff everywhere in this office, but my attempt was to have this as my backdrop for whenever I'm vlogging, and that my backdrop whenever I'm in conference calls for work. That was my attempt, but I've got RC stuff everywhere. I thought it was kind of lame that I had the banner going across the windows. Yeah, that was kind of lame. I thought it didn't look good. I thought about putting, it doesn't matter. I thought about putting curtains. I don't want to put curtains kind of like light. Anyways, on to today's vlog. Today's vlog, I am going to tell you guys how long it actually took me to build this kit, the EB48 2.0. I consider it done right now. The reason why I say I consider it done right now, because if I were to build this kit for somebody, I would have built it just like this and handed it off. I don't factor in putting electronics, because depending on how meticulous you are with putting electronics in your car, it could take a long time to put electronics in a car. For me, it takes a long time to put electronics in a car. So the car's done. The total time that it took me to build this car, 5 hours and 51 minutes. That's not bad. That's really not bad. Usually I think it takes me between 8 hours, 6 and 8 hours. 5 hours and 51 minutes. I didn't go super fast. I didn't try to rush it. This was a new build for me. It was super smooth, super duper smooth. The only problem I had was with the servo. I'll show you some B-roll clips of that, but essentially the servo lead on the ProTech servos, you have this gigantic detachable lead. The lead wire can't go through the little gap for the servo wire to go through on the chassis or on the servo mount. So that was one thing that sucked. I did have to Dremel it out. I Dremeled it out with a Dremel, but I used a lead that basically set the hole for how big I wanted the gap in between the two posts, and then I just Dremeled it out and made it like nice and clean. So I did get it going. I had a concern that maybe the servo was too low. On the old 48.4, the servo would actually sit on the chassis if you tried to screw it down. Not the problem with the new car, because there's like a little indention in the chassis. So servo does not touch the chassis. You want to make sure the servo doesn't touch the chassis when you mount it, because if it does, then you case. That's how you break a servo. So what I have left, I just got to mount the electronics. I got to mount the electronics. Again, that's going to take me a while, a lot of trial and error. I didn't have to paint the body. Look, my body, oh God, this is so clean. I do have a new sponsorship for bodies. I have a new painter for 2020. Celph Designs. He is the guy that runs Texas Oatmeal. That's his YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the description below. He has always, to me, always cut the cleanest lines. There was another painter he had. His name was, I know his name, but I was thinking about whether I should say his last name. His name was Jason. Okay, his name was Jason. He used to have really, really clean lines. They used to work together. They were both Celph Designs, but these lines are so clean. Basically, he used to paint. Whenever I got big into racing, he quit painting. Then he started painting again, so I decided to reach out to him. We're longtime friends. We've been friends for a while, so we go way back to when he used to work in a hobby shop, but his lines are so clean, super duper clean. So didn't change my paint scheme much. Yeah, it looks, I'm super excited about it, but that didn't include on obviously the build. So that time was for the build without mounting electronics and painting the body. Today, I'm going to mount the electronics on my car. Might take a while, but after I mount them, I'm going to put it on the hoodie setup station, and then we should be good to go. I thought I was going to be able to get on the track before the IceBreaker. I'm not, because they don't open the track till Friday. Don't know if they're actually going to have the IceBreaker anyways because of coronavirus, but nonetheless, it's all right. We'll figure it out. I was told that you'll be faster with this car than the 0.4 within 2 or 3 laps. That's how much better the car is. So without further ado, let me get to working on, one other thing that I gotta mention. The little plate to mount the ESC, it doesn't have enough room to put a zip tie under there. I like to put Velcro between my ESC and my chassis and then zip tie around it. It adds a level of shock absorption. Shock absorption. It adds a level of dampening between the chassis and the ESC. And also, it's easy to take in and out. I am going to mount it directly on, just two-side tape it on the ESC plate this time, because 1, you can't get a zip tie under it, and 2, it's so tight in there anyways. Not super tight, but it's kind of closed in right there anyway, so even if it did come loose, it's not going to come out of the car. I mean, nothing's really going to happen. It's just going to move around. So the risk is low, so I am just going to mount two-sided tape. The ProTech this red ProTech two-sided tape is the tape you want to use, or you can get the Kyosho tape, but that's super expensive, and I don't ProTech, go ProTech. So let's get to putting electronics in this thing.
You got me down again.